We're getting rid of this move, you guys. We're getting rid of all of that. That's what we're doing. That's a big common move that we see where the butt moves in and forward towards the target and towards the ball.
Yeah, so one of the things I wanted to come and talk about today is I want to work on my lower body action a little bit, like a move that Brian Stark does really well, and like Rory, like the little, I guess like a little more squat into the ground, like better sequencing where you're able to explode. And I just feel like my lower body movement could be better on my balance, so that's kind of why I wanted
Awesome. Well, a lot of people are loving this right now because people are thinking, man, we're going to all benefit from a little bit of lower body action. You know, so what we do when we do that, we always make sure the golf club and the hands are in the right spot to be able to make the cleanest move through impact. I think it's so important for everybody to know before we even get started. Hands up here, well, we have to do something to get them in the right spot to go straight. You know, hands back here, well, we have to sometimes do something to make them go straight. So I think that's a big, big key when we're working here is understanding first and foremost, hey, do we have a connected backswing, hands and club in the right spot? From there, now we can work on the ability to rotate the right way. Some could say it's a squat. I don't say it's a squat. What it is the left pocket moving back and the left shoulder moving down. Does that make sense? Watch. This one goes back. This one goes down. Rotate without the right hip from this point here ever getting closer to the golf ball. That's essentially what happens. And when the butt stays back, the chest stays down, right? You know this. I know you know this. But it's not that, because the squat, it's like, gosh, if I think about squatting, am I rotating and what am I doing? Am I just going like this? That's not the feel for me. What I tell my players is this. When you turn back here, when this hip gets to its deepest point, you simply want to rotate in a way that doesn't let the right knee and the right hip get any closer to the golf ball. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll just, get the bag stand up against you, which we've all seen that drill before. So I'm putting this up against your right hip. Turn the right hip back into this as much as you want to the top. Now, how do you rotate in a way that doesn't let this get closer to the golf ball on the way down? You see what I'm saying? Do you feel that?
Yeah.
That's constant rotation. And, so to me...
So feel like your right hip doesn't get closer to the ball.
Absolutely, as you rotate.
Like it stays on the same point, this alignment rod?
That
like
would be exactly right.
Okay, I see.
How about this one? I think it was Tom Watson who said, he rotates with his right knee behind his left as long as possible. Right? I mean, that's a great one. And that's something that I felt a lot when I played, just not letting my right knee move so far in front of my left. I hate that look when people see daylight between their legs right here before impact. It's like, I want to see it just...
It's my golf swing you're talking about. So how is that like a squat move?
That's the thing, is when you do this, do some practice swings first and just try to feel like as you're rotating, your right knee is staying behind your left longer or you're driving it behind your left. Watch me. Like this. Now, we're getting rid of this move, you guys. We're getting rid of all of that. That's what we're doing. That's a big common move that we see where the butt moves in and forward towards the target and towards the ball. That was really good there. Did you feel it?
Yeah.
That was completely different than the other ones.
I feel like my right knee goes behind my left.
Absolutely. I like the right knee behind the left because it just helps you understand how to not move it forward towards the ball and actually how to keep yourself rotating. That's the key. You still want to keep rotating. I hate watching people trying to stay closed longer. It doesn't need to happen if you do the right thing with this trail hip. I can see that little use of the ground in transition now, and that's all it is. You're in here and you're staying into it to then use the ground through the golf ball. You extend that early and all that power goes up and the arms and hands have to then extend to get to the ball. Nothing good. Okay, you did an awesome job there. Now, hey, I think it's important because this is advanced, this is really advanced, and this is an advanced move for our viewer. When we set up correctly and make a good turn to the top, the pressure builds into the inside trail heel, the majority of it. Now it's here that I can then push to open my hips, and I'm doing that in a way that's just not moving them this way. That's just keeping them opening and never moving closer to the golf ball. that's the sequence of that. So for the person who's like, wow, I just can never do that, chances are the setup's not right, not promoting a good turn with the weight getting back into the heel. So the way that I do this simply, come on back here. This is even good for you to hear. Come right back behind me, guys. If I'm stepping on this rod, the use of this rod under your feet is pretty awesome because you have the balls of your feet being where the majority of the weight is here. Well, when I'm turning to the top, where does that weight go? It goes right into that heel. Now here's the cool thing. I feel like it never gets back into the front of that rod ever again. And that's what keeps the butt back and the chest down. That's the feeling, okay? I mean, you watch me on film, you'll still see me push off my big toe a little bit, but the foot's down, banked in. It's just not moving that way, okay? That's a good thought right there. You get on top of this, weight starts here, gets back into the heel, never gets on the front part of that rod again. You can keep your chin past that white line. You can keep your right knee on this side of the white line from your perspective. There's so many things you can do that can help you with that right there, okay?
Want me to do it on top of the...
Well, you should just do a rehearsal on top of the line just so you can feel the pressure points under your feet. Yeah, and then starts in the front. Goes to the back. And then and there it is, right? Do you feel, isn't that kind of a cool visual though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something simple that can help a lot. After watching thousands of lessons, it's obvious that humans, when we try to hit the golf ball, and we try to hit it hard, we don't make the change 100% right away. So when you have something that's a little bit of a bigger move that needs to be worked on, you have to really tone it down. Like, can I show you what I would do? Just for a couple. It's just in transition right here, Danny, watch. You see that? Okay. Let me get in there and just watch, nice and slow. And that was me just feeling like I got right in there. Right hip stayed behind the left. Notice what I did beforehand. Trying to be an athlete, not a robot. I think that's something that's important, right? Trying to be an athlete, not a robot. What I mean by that, well, why don't I get in here and feel some rhythm for a minute and just watch the right leg. Behind. Okay, here we go. Still rotating constantly. Okay. To me, just a few of those, you can actually see it. I can feel myself doing it. I can feel my butt staying back. I can feel myself staying over it. Rhythm allows you to make changes. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to say here is more so than using training aids, we will just break down the tempo and get the player doing it slower and more controlled, more connected. And that way they can guarantee that they accomplish what they're trying to. They can feel it. It's really hard in that split-second golf swing to be able to identify with a feeling like that. You know, you can feel like you're doing it a little bit more, but what's a little bit more? This allows the golfer to have a chance to really work at it in a way that they can then build it up. Beautiful, dude. That is so much better right there.
Should I still go at 30%?
I'd like to see you just, yeah, why don't we go at, give me like 60%.
Okay. Give you 61.
So pretty, dude.
Yeah, it's flush.
So pretty.
I'm gonna do one where I try to feel like my right knee goes behind my left, and then I'm gonna do one where I feel like the weight stays on my heel, and I want you to like tell me which one.
See if there's which one like works better.
Yeah. So this is the one where I feel like my right knee goes behind.
Drives behind the left.
Yeah.
I would just keep doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I would just keep doing that. Like, there's no reason to do anything else. That's the thought. How would you take this and then apply it if you were talking to our viewer about how would you go about getting better from this?
What I'd do is I'd probably like for a drill like this, I do a ratio of like 3 or 5 to 1. Like I do 3 drills with that feel and then bring it and do like a normal swing with 1.
Okay.
Like something like that. So I'd either do like, 3 or 5 drills and then go into a normal swing with the same feel.
Everybody's out there trying to hit it farther. They're looking for some secret sauce to that. Yeah, like hit the gym. Like, it's the truth. Yes, get a coach that actually understands how the body should work and how you can easily get there without hurting yourself. We do a great job of that.
Yeah.
Our players are efficient. They hit it hard. But let me tell you, there are things you have to do. You've speed trained. You've done certain things. He's actually even broke the mold of what we do technically a little bit to get a little extra if he was going to keep it between the tree line, and we're learning that we can work on this today.